Welcome back to Here to Motivate, where I'm currently sharing how you can quit addiction easily. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about the psychology of addiction. Now, you might have this question that who am I to talk about psychology? Do I have the educational qualification to speak about psychology of addiction? To answer that, I would say that I only needed to be a human to talk about psychology. I do not need any qualification because I believe that I am an expert of my psychology. So here, I'm not talking about the overall psychology of addiction, I'm talking about my realization, my perspective. And if you're open to new perspective, if you open up your mind, then I definitely think that my perspective can help you quit addiction easily. The next thing that I'm going to share would be very important for you to understand and for you to shape your psychological aspect. Now, what you understand is not necessarily what you believe in. Do you agree with me? Again, I'll just reiterate the point. What you understand is not necessarily what you believe in. There are two aspects to it. Again, I'll break it down. Now, the easy ways of quitting addiction lies in this particular statement. You just have to change your perspective. You just have to change it. How can you do that? If you believe in things that you understand, then quitting addiction is just like a walk in the park. Now let me break it down, the sentence which I mentioned earlier, which is what you understand is not necessarily what you believe in. Why did I say this? Because to understand something, you need intelligence, right? You need your intelligence level, the conscious part of the brain, to be active to understand anything. Now, to believe something, there is no questions about having intelligence. You don't need intelligence to believe in something. Do you think I'm speaking rubbish? Well, this is the fact. Whatever you believe in, it is not out of your intelligence. The things that you believe in are the most stupidest things. If you dig down, there are things that you believe in are the most stupidest thing. Now, what do you say about those things? Were those through your intelligence level that you believe those things? No. You don't need intelligence level to believe in something. You can believe in anything. So you're able to understand everything that I'm saying. It's just that some of you might not be open to it because you have certain belief that is resisting you to believe anything that I'm saying. So you have to be open to different perspectives. What you understand, you don't necessarily believe in them. Because to understand anything, you need intelligence level. And to believe anything, you don't need your intelligence level. You can work through your intelligence level to believe in something, and that is how you can quit addiction. So, if you understand something, means you approve of it, right? Means you know that smoking is causing damage to your lungs. You know this fact. It is proven. You see it. You feel it. But you still continue to smoke. Why? So you understand that smoking is causing you harm, but you still continue with smoking. Why is that? This is exactly because what you understand is not necessarily what you believe in. You understand that it is causing you harm, but you don't believe it. If you start believing it, then you will definitely be able to quit anything in life. Not smoking, not drinking, anything. You can do anything if you believe it. What do I mean by believing? If you are a vegan, will you ever dare to eat meat? You will not. Why? Because you're a vegan. You don't eat meat. That's as simple as that, right? Now, this is the belief that I'm talking about. Now, you have this belief that you are a vegan. Even you don't even think like that because it's a part of you. It's who you are. That is the belief that is working inside you, that you are a vegan and that's why you will not eat meat. right? You will not think of eating it. It's not even, you don't have to do anything. Like, you don't have to fight it out with yourself. It is just who you are, right? That is what we call belief. If you start believing things will be as easy as it can get. If you start believing the fact that alcohol is causing you sleep deprivation, alcohol is causing you dehydration, alcohol is ruining your sleep, you would do anything and everything to get out of it. But for that, you have to believe in that fact. Like a vegan would believe that he's a vegetarian. He don't eat meat. It's just a natural thing to him. He does not have to fight with himself. It is just coming natural to him. Now currently drinking is fun to you. You like drinking and that is a part of you. And that's why if I say that drinking is causing you sleep deprivation, you might understand whatever argument that I bring in on that video. So I'll paste the link on the I button on how alcohol ruins your sleep and how alcohol causes dehydration. You would understand the whole concept, but you will not believe it because the part of you believes that drinking is fun. It does not matter if it is ruining your sleep or if it is causing dehydration. You will not believe in those facts. Your subconscious mind will work in a way that you will not believe in those facts because you already have a set belief, which is drinking is fun. You like drinking, and that is the only reason why you are stuck in this addiction. So what can you do about it? How can you change it? How can you change your belief? Well, to change your belief, you have to change who you are. And that's a difficult aspect to it. I'm not saying that it is easy. Quitting addiction can be easy if you change your belief. If you have that motivation to change your belief. Now, how can you generate the motivation? It starts with this. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you love yourself? Do you love your body? And please be absolutely honest when answering this question. If you are an addict, you have to answer to this question as a bold no, that you don't. You don't love yourself, you don't love your body, and that's why you are addicted. It's as simple as that. Because if you love yourself, then why the heck would you continuously damaging your lungs, damaging your liver, damaging your psychological structure? Why would you do that? Because you have that belief that drinking is fun, smoking is cool, and whatever nonsense beliefs that you continuously hold on to it, and that is the reason why quitting addiction is hard. You got to love your body, you got to love yourself. That is the only place you have in the world. So you got to love your body, you got to understand your body. And once you start listening to your body, once you start listening to your mind, you will start to think that what am I doing? That question, that moment will change your life. But you have to understand, you have to believe in the fact that you're causing harm to yourself. You may understand this. Again, you may understand this and you know that, what rubbish am I speaking? You know it for a fact. But then you don't believe it. That's the problem. You don't believe it that you're causing harm to your body. You might say out loud, yeah, it is causing harm. So what? Again, it is not coming from you. It is not who you are. If you are a singer, you like to sing. It is part of who you are. So it has to be whatever you believe in, it has to be a part of who you are. So again, if you understand this, it will not help you with anything. Again, you cannot quit addiction with your intelligence level. You can only quit it by your subconscious mind, which controls 90 to 95% of your life. So it all starts with your body. You got to ask this question whether you really love yourself, whether you really love your body. If you really do, then the answer to that question has to be no. and a bold no, and you have to believe in the fact that you are continuously damaging your lungs, your organs, your liver, whatever not. And then your subconscious mind will find a way to quit addiction. If you believe in the fact that you are causing harm to your body, you will find a way to quit addiction. And I'm just sharing my perspective, and you can use these perspective to quit addiction. But again, you won't need anything. You won't need anything if you start believing the fact that you're causing harm to yourself. So every day you got to remind yourself when you're taking that smoke or when you're taking that next alcoholic drink that you're causing yourself harm. You're damaging your lungs, you're damaging your liver. And that's when you will find a way to quit. Of course, you have to go through certain stages of stress, because without stress, you cannot achieve success. Any success that you have achieved till date, you had to go through stress. So again, while quitting addiction, you have to go through stress. So I'm talking about that aspect on my next video. Meanwhile, if you like this video, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, and do consider hitting that like button. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.